Does the campaign want to keep Joe Biden as the nominee?
I don't think the American people or the Democrat Party want to keep Joe Biden as the nominee, but whoever the Democrats decide to run, maybe they select somebody who's more active outside of the hours of 10 and 4 p.m. Maybe they don't, but there isn't anybody that they can put up, as we saw in the recent round of polls, who can beat President Trump. The American people, it's very clear, do not want Joe Biden. They do not want the Democrat Party. My advice to the Democrat Party would be total surrender. Save yourself millions of dollars, do the right thing for the country, sit this presidential election cycle out. The American people are very clear about who they want, and your own voter base is very clear about who they want as well, and who they want is President Donald J. Trump back in the White House.
Yeah, pretty sure that's not going to happen. But
the fascist wing of the Republican Party forgot that they're supposed to campaign to earn the vote of the American people, not expect them to just surrender. It's the normalcy of dictatorial energy on this watch list.
We will take over the horribly run capital of our nation in Washington, D.C., and clean up, renovate, and rebuild our capital city so that it no longer is a nightmare of murder and crime. People go there from Wisconsin. I want to see the Washington Monument, and they end up getting shot. They end up getting killed. It's a horrible thing taking place in the Capitol. We're going to take it over. It's going to be run properly. It's going to be beautified. It's going to be cleaned.
Forget the fact that the nightmare capital city that Trump claims he's going to take over and clean up had people visiting from Wisconsin when he was in office too. And it somehow still had homicides every year. He doesn't even try with this over-the-top propaganda about America being a utopia with zero murders just because he was sitting in the Oval Office for 4 years.
Donald Trump speaking on Capitol Hill. He just met with senators, had a business roundtable earlier this morning as well. He'll be talking about his legislative plan and his agenda. As you can see here, we're going to listen in to a standing ovation.
He was funny. He was joking around constantly with everyone. He was really sweet to me. He said to Speaker Johnson, he goes, "Okay, you got one more seat. You need to be tougher." He saw me. I was sitting back a little ways. He saw me in there and he was like, "Hello, Marjorie." He's always so sweet and recognizes me.
And you know what Trump meetings are like. He's electric. He's got an incredible fastball. And I think that was just exciting after all he'd been through, how strong this man is. I've never seen someone be able to take all the heat that he's taken and come in there ready to lead. It took him about 2 minutes. I thought of you when he said this. Drill, baby, drill.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. He said very complimentary things about all of us. We had sustained applause. He said, "I'm doing a very good job." I mean, we're grateful for that.
He cares about customer experience. He cares about what people are experiencing. And then that feeds into his thinking. I mean,
what I would say today about the Senate engagement with President Trump, he was the team captain, and we were glad he was leading us. Everybody in that room is dying for him to get back in office. He wants us to win the Senate so we can put judges on the bench. He talked about him helping us. It was the single best meeting I've ever seen between the United States Republican senators and President Trump.
I guess since he's got enough Republican politicians, some who once pointed out the power-hungry agenda that he stands for, now kissing his ass on camera, he figures that the rest of the country should fall in line and surrender too. It's a confused group of followers that don't know whether they're tough or submissive.
The shirt says never surrender?
That's right.
And that's from when he surrendered and got his mugshot taken?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thanks for letting me know.
So it's got Donald Trump's mugshot and never surrender, right?
Yes.
But that is when he surrendered. Yeah. But I saw the perfect shirt for you, and I got it for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So it's this shirt here, and it just says surrender. So what is that?
That's best president of the United States.
All right, that's Donald Trump with his mugshot, right? It says never surrender.
Never surrender.
Okay, that is a picture of him surrendering to Georgia authorities, though, right?
Sure. He's the best president of America.
Okay, but that literally is a picture of him surrendering, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
It doesn't have to make sense. It just has to be a slogan that breeds blind loyalty. Because if they really stop to think about what they're supporting, things get really complicated.
What does never surrender mean?
Well, I mean, it's pretty clear what the deep state's trying to do, you know? They're trying to
throw him in jail for something he basically never did. So
the never surrender is a little bit confusing because this is his mugshot, right?
This is his mugshot, yeah.
And he was literally surrendering when he was doing this.
Yeah. See, now you're trying to spin it, but
I'm just trying to state the obvious. I mean, I'm trying to understand. Explain to me, because some people look at this and they say, yeah, Donald Trump never surrendered, go after the deep state. And then other people say, well, why use a picture of him surrendering and have the line that says never surrender?
Can you repeat the question?
Why have a T-shirt that has a picture of his mugshot of him surrendering and then have it say never surrender?
Well, because you can't surrender to these people. I mean, it's like, I don't really know how to explain it too well, but.
Well, maybe you surrender if you're criminally charged and you have to show up in court. Is that a time to surrender?
How do I put this? I don't really know.
There's a few other things that they don't know or really care about that the surrenderer has said.
And what they've done is they've weaponized government. They've weaponized the so-called Justice Department. I call it the Injustice Department. And look what they're doing in Michigan. Look what they're doing so many other places. And the Republicans haven't done it. But now what's happening, and I think you're seeing that, is, two can tango, and it shouldn't happen. A lot of things shouldn't happen, but when they watch what's gone, the weaponization, when they watch this.
Okay. So MAGA has been convinced that Joe Biden, in between naps, has coordinated the DOJ to target and arrest Trump. Then he worked with prosecutors all over the country to charge him, concoct overwhelming evidence against him, and then selected anti-Trump judges to oversee trials that had juries, again, handpicked by Democrats, to convict him. All this after Biden coordinated a bunch of libs to pose as MAGA to attend his speech on January 6th, where they responded to his calls to take back the country by storming the Capitol to stop the transition of power to the guy they were happy to see win. Then, Biden's corrupt courts convicted hundreds of those Dems that posed as MAGA Republicans and threw them in jail as political prisoners that support Trump. When you go back and say all the shit out loud that they believe about the weaponization of the judicial system, you end up with no coherent thoughts or beliefs. You're just left with violent calls for surrender because logic isn't your strong suit.
Make no mistake about this. We all know this. These corrupt prosecutors and this corrupt judge are nothing more than puppets of the Biden administration and the Biden DOJ right now. You know what? It's a shame. They will do anything. They will lie. They will cheat. They will steal. They will do anything to keep him from becoming president again. They fear Donald Trump. They fear Donald Trump. And they fear what's going to happen if he becomes president again. And I'll tell you they should fear, because he started draining the swamp. He's going to keep draining it again. And all of these people are representative of the swamp. The sad thing is today, Lady Justice in the city of New York no longer wears a blindfold. She's wearing the Michael Cohen T-shirt with President Trump behind bars. That's how disgusting this has got to be right now.
By the way, that's the former White House physician that told Trump he's so sharp he broke cognitive and IQ tests every time he got near one. He's also this guy.
Those drugs are out there. They treat the cognition part of it. They try to, make it where he can think straighter and he's not lost and confused as much. And then there's drugs that actually just increase alertness, like Adderall and other types of amphetamine type drugs, maybe Provigil, things like that. And then there's a host of drugs that try to take the agitated edge off of most of these cognitive disorders. So I feel like they're probably giving him a little bit of all of this. They just have to get it just right.
Hey everybody, this is Congressman Ronnie Jackson from the great state of Texas. I have a message for the Biden administration. If you're thinking about taking our ARs, you can start here in Texas. On behalf of all the law-abiding gun owners in the state of Texas, I just want to say, come and get it.